Hello everyone and welcome on this new weekly Forex analysis video from Xtreme Trader. This is Salah speaking. Before we start, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and kindly leave a comment and share the video. And also don't forget please to join our free channel of Telegram to receive any updates about these signals that you are getting here on YouTube. The channel name is Xtreme Trader Signals and you can just simply find the link in the description below this video. And don't forget also to give a try to our VIP signals on Telegram. The results are right in front of you. I'm very happy about it. As you can see, my friends, it was full of green, and thankfully these signals for sure represents the real performance of Xtreme Trader. But of course, in the end, we have to remind you that we never promise the same results every single week. In the end, the signals results are always depending on the market conditions. Always remember, your funds at risk. You might lose funds if you trade Forex without enough caution. So again, my friends, to try the VIP signals, you can just simply contact our support and you can find their contact details right here in the description under the video and also on Telegram channel as well. So let's now get to the topic and now what we can do next with the EURUSD. So first of all, I would like to move to the weekly chart. Now weekly chart, as you can see, showing us a strong double top pattern has appeared, and right now we can see the last weekly candle was actually was a weaker candle than expected. And also if we move right now to daily chart, now what we can see right here is actually a broken level of a support trend line. As you can see, let me just make it more precise, exactly just like that. Fantastic. As you can see, my friends, here we had of course a support trend line number 1, 2, 3, and after the bearish breakout happened, the market has formed a resistance trend line precisely at the same level of that resistance trend line and created a broken support trend line and created a resistance trend line. Sorry about that. Now that means that the next candle most likely is going to be bearish, and the EURUSD seems to be actually going toward, or actually falling toward, the previous level of a support right exactly at 1.159. That means for the upcoming week, we might consider selling the EURUSD. Let's now move to the 4-hour time frame. Now on the 4-hour time frame, what we can apply right here is simply the resistance trend line number 1, 2, 3, and 4, and as you can see right here, we had a fake breakout. Now let me just explain to you why do we call it a fake breakout. Because here we had a strong key level of a resistance trend line number 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we had here a bullish breakout from that area. The market, when it retested the same level, even though we had here a strong key level of a support, it actually has failed to respect it and to create a support trend line. Instead, it just kept falling down and breaking out from that level of a previous support, which tells us that we have actually ended up here with a fake breakout. That's why we call it a fake breakout, because the market has failed to create a support trend line. Now, after falling below this area, there is a possibility for the market to continue to rise again and respect hopefully the same level of a resistance trend line. Now, remarkably, if we look at the left side, however, we can notice also right here a strong key level of a resistance as well, exactly right there at 1.168. Right here, let me show you a resistance almost everywhere in this area, even a strong key level of a broken support. That being said, let's consider to sell the EURUSD exactly right here at the same level of a resistance. It might actually create here a wick, and after that it will start the fall. Now our TP in this case has got to be exactly right here at the nearest strong key level of a support at 1.55, aiming around 125 pips in our favor, hopefully. Meanwhile, the safe zone shouldn't actually be ranging higher than the previous level of a resistance right there, as you can see at 1.173, which will be ranging for around 50 pips exactly against 125 pips in our favor. Let me now please write the signal for you. That will be all for this pair. Let's now move to the pound USD. Alright, so now moving to the weekly chart on the pound USD, we can now see the similarity between this pair and the EURUSD. A double top pattern has appeared on the weekly chart, and also right here we can notice, let me just show it to you. Actually I need to get rid of the ray, I don't need it. Alright, so as we can see right here, we have a strong key level of a resistance trend line, which seems to be respected, and also eventually what we have right here is actually a channel. So that means that the pound USD has actually a great chance to start the fall instantly at the opening of the market on Monday. Not to mention, of course, that we had also right here a resistance exactly at 1.344. Let's now move to the daily chart. Alright, so now daily chart shows us that the pound USD so far is actually facing here a strong key level of a resistance, exactly right here at 1.348. So we're actually right now expecting from the pound USD to continue the rise a little bit more to reach the same level of that key level of a resistance, and most likely the market is going to be good to be short from there. But why from there? Well, for several reasons. If I just squeeze the chart like that, I can show you that we had here, of course, a broken level of a support trend line, as you can see right here, which actually has become already here a new resistance trend line. So most likely the pound USD has a great chance right now to continue the rise, not only being under the pressure of the support trend line, but also under the pressure of the real level of a resistance that we have right here. Not to mention, of course, that also based on daily chart, we have here also a resistance trend line that most likely is going to be respected again. Check this out. So right here, my friends, we have, of course, resistance trend line number 1, number 2, number 3, and then not only one fake breakouts, but 2 actually. Right here also we have the second one. And again, the market indeed has respected again the same level of a real resistance trend line for 2 times already. So meaning there is high chances for the pound USD to rise again and reverse exactly at that level. If it does, we can actually aim the nearest level of a support lies exactly right here at 1.328, which will be ranging for around 200 pips, hopefully in our favor. Meanwhile, the safe zone in this case shouldn't actually be ranging higher than the previous level of a resistance at 1.357. Sorry guys, I'm getting older, I cannot see these numbers. Which will be ranging for around 88 pips against 200 pips in our favor. Let me now please write this signal for you. That will be all, my friends, for the pound USD. Let's now move to the AUDUSD. Alright, so now for the AUDUSD, as you can see based on the weekly chart, this is right now, my friends, the weekly chart. Now we can notice that the AUDUSD is giving us a hope to be finally abandoning this very, very ugly structure that we have been struggling with over the last, I think, maybe since the beginning of this year, guys. Actually, since January, we are struggling with this ugly structure. Now, remarkably, we have, based on weekly candle, actually last 2 weeks ago, we had here this strong bearish breakout candle, which actually has broken out finally from this structure. And right now, the last week candle shows, of course, some weakness in the area right here, but nevertheless, it actually has closed as a red candle, which means there is a high possibility for the market to actually rise again a little bit more, retesting the broken level of a support trend line and create hopefully a resistance trend line. And by that, the AUDUSD most likely will finally officially abandon this ugly structure. That being said, let's now move right now to the daily chart. Alright, so now based on daily chart, as you can see right now, the AUDUSD is actually reversing upon the pressure of the current support zone at 0.646. However, our best chances, in my opinion, will be selling right here exactly at the key level of a resistance, right here exactly at 0.653. Why? As you can see, my friends, here we had, of course, a strong key level of a resistance, which most likely won't be ignored, especially knowing that this is the nearest level of a broken support to this bearish breakout candle. So meaning this level of a resistance as well right here most likely is going to be respected again after the appearance of this fake breakout happened. Therefore, our best chances is to wait for this pair to rise to another 47 pips, and there we can start shorting the AUDUSD. And let's now check the Fibonacci retracement to find our next TP. As you can see, our sell area almost at Fibonacci 23.6, so it's gonna be just like 15 pips far away. Let's not waste the opportunity, and let's set our sell to be exactly at Fibonacci 23.6. If we sell from that area, our TP has got to be at least at Fibonacci 50, which means we can actually aim around 210 pips, hopefully in our favor with this signal. Meanwhile, the safe zone shouldn't actually be ranging higher than the previous level of a resistance, lies exactly at 0.658, which will be ranging for around, I would say, roughly 66 pips against 210 pips in our favor. Let me now please write the signal for you. Let's now move to the USDCAD. Alright, so now based on the weekly chart right now, as you can see for the weekly chart on the USDCAD, we can notice right here that the market indeed has finally managed to make a bullish breakout above the key level of a resistance exactly at 1.396, which indicates the possibility for the USDCAD actually to continue the rise. Especially seeing the candle here, this price action, guys, is really good for the continuation of the rise. So as we can see, the resistance lies exactly right here. And this one right here is actually the bullish breakout candle. And as we are saying always, if the bullish breakout candle has a tiny tail at the bottom and a longer wick at the top, it's usually indicating for a continuation in the rise. And that's exactly what happened. As we can see, the next candle was another bullish candle without any retest at all. So most likely right now the USDCAD will actually make the long-awaited retest, and from there we can consider buying. Let's now move to daily chart. Now based on daily chart, we can see right here actually that we had, let me just show it to you. We had here, of course, a resistance trend line, as you can see right here exactly. Resistance trend line number 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. And here, of course, the bullish breakout candle. And right here, we can see, of course, the support trend line number 1, which means USDCAD actually has the chances to fall a little bit more down to reach the same trend line to create a support trend line number 2. Now, if we look at the left side, however, we can notice here clearly a strong key level of a support right here exactly at 1.398. As you can see, this is the support. What we are looking for is the reaction of the candles. How did the candle, or how did the market, sorry, reacted to this area? Pay attention. Right here, after retesting this area, there was a massive rejection happening, and the growth was actually great. Now, what happened later is that the market actually has formed as a resistance right on the same level exactly, and we have here one other retesting of that area. So meaning, if the market will fall to continue the same level of the same support, sorry, what did I say? If the market will continue the fall to reach the same level of the support, along with the broken level of a resistance trend line, we actually have a good chance right here that the USDCAD most likely will continue the rise, reaching, of course, the previous level of a support right here, exactly right there, at 1.416, which means we can actually aim around 176 pips profit with the signal. Meanwhile, the safe zone in this case should not actually be ranging much lower than the previous level of a key support right here, as we can see at 1.392, which means the safe zone will be ranging for around 63 pips against 175 pips in our favor. Let me now please write the signal for you. That will be all, my friends, for the USDCAD. Let's now move to the USDJPY. Alright, so as you can see right here, the ugly thing is we had here, of course, a strong bullish gap happened in the USDJPY. This is, of course, happened, my friends, in all the brokers everywhere, even here on TradingView. As you can see, we also have the gap right here on TradingView as well. So meaning, what we can do next right now. Now, based on daily chart, I would like to squeeze the chart like this so I can show you something. So right now we have here two things based on daily chart. Number one is this level of a real support exactly at 149.314 has indeed been respected. Pay attention. Right here, of course, we have the strong key level of a support, and also it was here a resistance, as we can see in the past. However, it has indeed been retested and respected as well. So meaning the USDJPY is indeed respecting the same level of the support. Number two, which is really important, is that we had here, of course, a broken level of a resistance trend line. Check this out. Fantastic. And entirely, we have here, of course, a broken structure of this triangle. So meaning, this triangle right here has been abandoned after the creation of this gap. And right now, the USDJPY has indeed retested the same level again. So in other words, we actually have missed an amazing entry to buy exactly right there. But I mean, that happened Friday night. What can we do about that? Let's now move to the 4-hour time frame. Now, for the 4-hour time frame, what we can see right now, if we apply the Fibonacci on the recent structure that we have right here, we can notice that the market actually has closed above Fibonacci 23.6, which means that might actually be our next good entry to consider buying the USDJPY. If we do, we can hold the position till the market reach Fibonacci 61.8 at 151.738, aiming around 144 pips in our favor, hopefully, of course. Meanwhile, the safe zone shouldn't be ranging actually much lower than the bottom of the support at 149.555, which will be ranging for around 72 pips against 145 pips in our favor. Let me now please write the signal for you. That will be all, my friends, for the USDJPY. Let's now finally move to the Bitcoin. Alright, so now based on the weekly chart, as you can see so far, the price action that we have seems to be bearish. And the weekly candle, if I'm not mistaken, guys, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I believe this candle will expire very soon. And if it's going to expire with this price action, it's going to be good news for us, because it means that the Bitcoin most likely will continue the fall. Because this price action, as we said earlier, has a tiny small wick at the top and a longer tail at the bottom, which indicates, of course, a continuation in the fall. Therefore, if we move right now to the daily chart, as you can see right now, daily chart shows right here, first of all, a strong key level of a resistance lies exactly at 111,945. Number 2 is right here exactly, we have also another resistance trend line, as you can see. Therefore, there is a high probability that the Bitcoin will actually continue the rise and respect the same level of a resistance trend line along with the previous level of a key resistance right there, or actually even maybe right here. Actually, let me just fix the signal to be sell exactly right here. Why right here, seller? Because this is the nearest level of a resistance to this bearish breakout candle. That means that we can consider selling the Bitcoin again at 1127.06. If we sell from the area, we can actually consider holding the position till the market reaches the nearest strong key level of a support, lies exactly at 10.0616, and in this case the safe zone shouldn't actually be ranging much higher than the previous level of a resistance at 1182.87. Let me now please write this signal for you. And that will be all, my friends, for the weekly analysis. Hopefully it's going to be a good week for everyone, and hopefully we will make good results together. And also in the end, don't forget please to join our free channel of Telegram to receive any updates about these signals. And also don't forget to try our VIP signals on Telegram, hoping of course to get the same results. But again, we can never promise anything at all. In the end, the results are always depending on the market condition. So in the end, I hope that was informative to you, and I would like to thank you for watching.